Let's go now with Crimex G. It says, hello Abe, I'm Tonya, and I recently about to change my job from cinematic 3D artist, I do products, characters, cloths for advertising, that's very nice, to 3D character artist for game dev. I have 5 years of experience in 3D, spent almost 8 months to learn about game development, pipeline optimization, etc. Also build my portfolio fully with the characters for games, but it's been kind of difficult to find a job since 99% of the game dev company looking for artists with experience in game industry, and most of the positions are lead senior. Okay, so here's my first piece of advice for you, Tonya. You already have the experience. Like, you just told me here, you have 5 years of experience in 3D. I know it's not games, but they're very similar. So when the studios are asking for experience, it's more about whether or not you have worked on like the corporate like roles or a job, so that you know how to follow orders, you know how to follow pipelines. It's that kind of like soft skills that they're looking for. Yes, you have like a little time learning about the game dev pipeline, but especially if you're like modeling, texturing, and doing that sort of stuff, it's very, very similar. So let's take a look at your portfolio. Okay, nice. I would like to. This is very weird to me always when I see like this shots right here that look very interesting, and then I don't see them down here. That always makes me question why. But let's take a look. Let's look at this storm cloth creation and simulation. Yeah, the cloth looks a little bit stiff, I would say. I'm not sure if you're baking down stuff. It looks like you are baking down stuff. I don't love this rendering. She does look a little bit tall, like her neck looks a little bit too long, I would say. It's interesting, Tonya, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. It feels like too much, right? Like, I don't understand what the main goal of this piece is. Whether you want to present your cloth, in which case it looks stiff and it looks a little bit low poly. You need to increase the resolution on the simulation. Whether you want to present the dynamics, because that tornado down back there looks very, very freaking cool, but that's a different kind of stuff. Or if you want to present the character, in which case, again, it looks weird. Again, and with the spike, I'm not sure that piece is working perfectly fine. Saint Emma 3D character. my daughter is named Emma. So yeah, this is good rendering on the skin. It looks nice. But the armor, again, it feels like you're over optimizing things or over sculpting things. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Tony, and again, it's not against you. I really want to be, again, brutally honest so that I don't give you false hopes or anything, and I give you the best possible advice. The problem is, we really missed the mark, okay? We really missed the mark. What do I mean by this? Like, this is the concept art, which is a very interesting concept art. I've seen this sort of style. Like, I'm not sure how you would call that style. But then when we compare it to your character, like, we're missing so many things, right? Like, it's nowhere near close. Like, the proportions of the spikes of the helmet are not there. The yellow cross is a different color over here. Her weapon is not the same. She has this, like, cross, like, staff, and you added a sword. We're missing the details on the banner here. Yeah, so we're not really nailing this character, okay? Which is interesting because in your message, you mentioned that you were doing products, characters, and cloths for advertising. And how I think most of the skills should translate to games, but I'm not really seeing that translation right now. What do I mean by that? Like, some of these assets that I see, they look very soft. Like, they're not great, okay? Same for the anatomy. Like, the anatomy of the characters is a little bit on the weird side. Your cloth work is fine, and I can see that you're comfortable working with Marvel's designer, which is great. But yeah, we do need to work a little bit more on the proper optimization of characters. Well, I'm trying to think what the best advice would be for you. It feels to me like maybe the ZBrush course, the stylized character creation course, the one with the Oni, because we go over the creation of a lot of props that could help you. Because see how they look sort of like, if like the armor, it looks like it's made out of rubber, right? Like, it doesn't look hard surfacey enough. It looks very, like, you just grab some of the faces from her topology and just extracted them and extruded them. That's the feeling I'm getting. Because I can see a good work here on the face, but it's missing on all of the other properties. Even the eye, like, the eye looks sick. It looks very nice. But some of the other assets, they really need more help. So yeah, we need to. Here's my advice, Tonya. because I think this is exactly what we were talking about a couple of minutes ago. You're picking projects that are way too complex. Like this character right here, it's a very cool concept. Like, I actually would like to do it. But I know that if I decided to do this character, it would take me at least 1 or 2 months to get to a good result, because it's very complex. So if you look for female knight concept art, if you want to do a female knight, that's fine. But let's pick a female knight that's a little bit closer to your current skill levels. Let's make sure that we don't have any AI. So minus AI. There we go. So again, I love female knights. Like, they always look very sick. Like, some of my characters from D&D are female knights. I always like this sort of like trope. So, but yeah, like if I wanted to do this character, for instance, I know it's gonna take me a while because it has a lot of different pieces. It's not a simple character. But I can go and look for something that's a little bit more achievable, right? Like something that doesn't have as many elements or as many like forms. You could also try doing like a bust of the character first, like learn just the basics of the character and then jump onto a more complex one. This one's perfect. There we go. So this concept right here, perfect concept to start with. I would even change a couple of things here and there to do it. Again, I'm not sure if this is like AI or not. Kind of looks a little bit AI, to be honest. But the amount of like armor and things that it has, it's definitely more manageable. Or this one right here. This one, I'm sure it's not AI. Looks way cleaner. And as you can see, she has armor, she has cloth, she has like all of these different things. But it's not as complex as if I were to tell you, hey, I need you to do this character right here with all of this like fancy stuff. So once you are able to do a simple character, right, like a more traditional, like simple armor character, then you start jumping onto the more advanced stuff, okay? Because I feel like that's what's like bringing you down and maybe like making it difficult to transition into this specific area. It's you can you're going and trying very complex pieces. Like this kind of concept, I would only give it to a senior character artist. Like someone straight out of school, it's very difficult for a like new student to be able to nail this concept perfectly because it has so many different parts. Let's see. Can I go for something medieval like a windmill scene? Yeah, Shashanka. Yeah, definitely. Got another similar question. Is Maya required for good topology, or again, should I just get better at tools? You can do retopology in any software. Personally, I love using Topogon. This is the one. They're very good friends of ours. We did a course where we use Topogon, and they're again giving away licenses for our Creatures Unleashed contest next week. So it's a very good software. It is a single purchase, so you need to buy the license or rent. I believe they also have the rent. But you buy the license once and then you have it forever. $150. If you're going to be doing a lot of retopology, it's like amazing. Freaking amazing. But there are other tools. Even in ZBrush, you can do retopology with like C-Remesher if you control it with curves, and with like a C-Sphere remeshing, which is very tedious but can be done. Topogon is really good. If you don't want to use Maya, Jesse, you can also do retopology in Blender. There's a couple of plugins there that are also quite nice. So yeah, Tonya, that would be my advice for you, my friend. I hope that helps. Again, try to grab something that's a little bit more achievable first so that you learn the whole thing. Not sponsored. We're not sponsored, but we're very good friends with Topogon guys. So I don't mind giving them a shout out every now and then.